This is Boxing Talk 8576. I want to talk about the Mayweather Maidana pay-per-view buys. Everybody knows. Everybody knows when Mayweather has a great pay-per-view. He let all the fans know how much pay-per-views he sold, and he boasts about it. But Maidana, for the first fight with Maidana, it was reported that it didn't do so well. So you haven't heard a whole lot of talk about Mayweather talking about the numbers, or him and Leonard Ellerbe talking about the pay-per-view buys. And I was wanting to let you hear Leonard Ellerbe talk about the pay-per-view buys as he was getting interviewed by the Boxing Voice, and then I'll talk about it a little bit more after this.
The last pay-per-view, 850,000?
No.
What was the actual number?
I got the paperwork in my bag, and that's for me to know, Steven to know, and Al and Floyd.
Don't you think that approach is a bit unfair and unjust to the fans? Because Floyd boasts to be the biggest pay-per-view draw. He boasts to do 1 million pay-per-views, so why shouldn't the fans be released that information?
Because I'll give you a great example. At the end of the day, do you think the casual fan is thinking about a number? Or is it that they're buying the pay-per-view because it was a great fight between...
That's part of his persona, Money Mayweather. That's part of his persona, to boast, to buy the Bugattis, to say I'm the biggest pay-per-view star, but you have to prove that.
And guess what? I have proof. I have proof.
But you won't release it to the fans?
Yeah, I have proof. I have proof that
How hard is it to say you did 1.2, 1 million, one pay-per-view buy over 1 million?
Because sometimes those kind of things are what the focus are.
The hardcore fans care.
No. And guess what? Sometimes you can't get what you want, and sometimes you're not going to make everybody happy.
I don't know. You call it not making everybody happy. I say being a bit unfair, because, if a guy boasts to do something, he should prove it.
Guess what? You have an opinion, I have an opinion, right? Okay. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, two guys go in there and they put on a great fight, great event, but it doesn't matter what we do. It don't matter what we do, because at the end of the day, the success and everything relies in one entity. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's about the bottom line, And
isn't the bottom line the pay-per-view number? Because that's his persona.
No,
that's him.
No, we had a tremendous amount.
Remember, he used to boast that he always sold more than Manny Pacquiao. So in order to continue to say that, you have to have those numbers.
Okay, with all due respect, I'm going to say this.
He has sold more than, I'm not denying that.
Last I checked, after the fight, we went to the bank. Floyd cashed a $32 million check. Okay?
But you're talking money. We're talking pay-per-view numbers.
They go hand in hand.
They do, but we don't.
And
that's not the question.
Last I checked, we had over a $15 million gate. The fourth highest ever.
But Leonard, no one is disputing that you've broken records. You've set records. You've done that. But don't only give us the numbers when you do good.
You can't tell me how to run my business. I run my business the way I want to. Okay? And so either you like it or you don't like it.
But is it not unfair to give it when you do good and not when you don't?
It's not unfair. I'm telling you, we had a tremendous amount of...
Now, man, that was a great interview, man. Hey, shout out to the Boxing Voice, man. He cornered Leonard Ellerbe. He may not get another interview with Leonard Ellerbe, but this man came out and said the right thing. I mean, he kept asking the question, kept pressing the questions. Man, just like he said, when Mayweather does well, he lets you know he does well. See, that's how you know this pay-per-view did not do very well, because the numbers would have been out there. And it's reported that it did 850,000. It may have done less than 850,000. It may have done so bad that they don't even want people to know. That's why he said it's in his briefcase and only 3 or 4 people know about the numbers. See, when you want to boast about being the greatest and all this stuff, and then it's time to prove it, you have to prove it. You went in the ring. You had a pay-per-view. You were talking about how you're gonna do this and do that. How you sell these many pay-per-views, and now you don't want to show us when you had a bad pay-per-view. You want to give the numbers. Man, this is a joke. This is a joke. Leonard Ellaby is a joke. He said it doesn't matter about the pay-per-view numbers. Okay. If it doesn't matter about the pay-per-view numbers, why in every press conference Mayweather has, he talks about the pay-per-view numbers? See, this is what I'm talking about with this dude. See, and he got people around him sounding stupid, like Leonard Ellaby. Now you're sounding stupid trying to defend this man with the notion that you don't have to release the pay-per-view numbers because what? Oh, it's not about the pay-per-view numbers. It's about the bottom line. Okay, part of the bottom line is the pay-per-view numbers, man. That's part of the bottom line. We want to hear about the pay-per-view numbers. We already know that Mayweather got $32 million to fight Marcus Maidana. We know that, so you ain't got to tell us that. We know that he got a $250 million contract with Showtime. You don't have to tell us that. What are the pay-per-view buys for the last Maidana Mayweather fight? Won't tell us that. Suspicious, man. Suspicious. Hey, y'all let me know out there, man, what y'all think about this. Man, this is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out, man.